As we're talking, the Senate has voted to confirm Judge Neil Gorsuch to the United States Supreme Court. Senate Republicans invoking, of course, that so-called nuclear option, confirming him with just a majority vote, not the 60-vote threshold that nominees have required in the past. The justice, 49 years old, a native of Denver, lives in Boulder, was a U.S. appellate judge in the 10th Circuit, nominated by George W. Bush. Obviously trained educated at Columbia, Harvard, Oxford, and known for an interpretation of the law that fits with the man whose seat he is replacing. That, of course, is Antonin Scalia after his death.
Yeah, I think that's an important point, now that he is officially confirmed, that it doesn't really shift the ideological balance before Scalia's death. For conservatives, for liberals, Justice Kennedy is the swing vote, and that was hard fought and hard won here by the Republicans in the Senate. Our John Harwood joining us, watching all of this live in the Senate floor as we continue to see the Senate voting to confirm Neil Gorsuch to Supreme Court. John.
Sarah, the biggest surprise here is that this is not the biggest story in the country today. Of course, the strikes that you were just discussing with Ambassador Jeffrey are, but this is an important victory for conservatives, for Republicans, for President Trump. They succeeded in preventing President Obama from filling that seat with Merrick Garland after the passing of Justice Scalia. And now they have succeeded in putting Neil Gorsuch on, who, by all accounts, is a highly qualified, very capable judge. And this is something that Donald Trump can say is a victory, even if it's overshadowed by other news in the world today.
But, John, once we get out of just the beat of news in the day and we look at this from a historical perspective, this is hugely significant. I mean, this is a Supreme Court justice confirmed with a simple majority vote in the Senate. This is a fundamental shift in the way the legislative branch works in this country. How is this likely to affect so many other items on Congress's agenda over the next year?
Well, John, I'm less of the view that this is a huge shift for the Senate. I think the country, the political parties, the United States Senate, along with them, has become much more sharply polarized over the years. I think we took an interim step toward this conclusion with the Harry Reid's move in 2013. Now Mitch McConnell has taken another step. We've had justices confirmed with fewer than 60 votes in the past because they weren't filibustered. Clarence Thomas got 52 votes. The question for me is, and what would fundamentally change the Senate, is if we then move to a situation where legislation is approved without having to clear a 60-vote threshold. Mitch McConnell says that's not going to happen. I'm a little skeptical, but I don't think we're all the way there yet.
As a reminder, expressions of approval or disapproval are not permitted from the gallery. Is there any senator who wishes to change his or her vote? If not, on this vote, the ayes are 54, the nays are 45. The nomination of Neil M. Gorsuch of Colorado to be an Associate Justice of the Supreme Court of the United States is confirmed.